Hola! I am back. You know, Tuesdays we usually don't do a trading show, but I was like, Bitcoin is down 101,252 United States shitty dollars. How deep can this dip go? I talked about it all last week and this week as well. We kept, getting the question, is it going to go under 100? Is it going to go under 100? I think we're going to get it bounced right at 100, potentially get a small wick below 100K. I have some limit long orders in on BTC. I'm joined today, special guest, my boy Rob's here with me.
Yola.
What's up, my dude?
What's happening?
Thoughts on the market, Bitcoin. We saw this thing hold 105 yesterday, and then this morning it dipped all the way down. You can take a look. We'll look at a 1 hour chart here on Bitcoin. Essentially just consolidated for a few hours and then completely collapsed from open of 104.4 down to a wick low of $100.6 thousand on increased volume. Taking out some key liquidity levels, including that 104.4 level and 103.7. Is it a foregone conclusion that we're probably going to get a dip or wick below, 100K? What are your thoughts there, Rob?
I think we're going to bounce here. Will we stay over 100Ks for the entire day or for a couple days? That doesn't seem strong, but it seems like we've seen a little bit of a bounce here on, and I just went ahead and pulled up my Coinbase, and I do a lot of swing trades on here, so you'll just see kind of what I do in real time, or at least with my positions. Just taking a look at Bitcoin here, we did go down to 100,500 here on Coinbase's exchange. It is at 101 currently, and then I do have some active positions open. I do not leverage trade on my personal.
Real quick, guys. If I haven't paying attention, this man over here has probably made a little over 30K in the last 30 days. No joke. I've seen it. We bullshit with each other all the time, but this dude, just pay attention to what he's doing. And I asked him to pull it up on his computer so you guys can kind of follow along. But go ahead.
All right. So right now, I'm just looking for the volatility. It's kind of like you're surfing, right? The best surfers are going to go to where the storms and the high surf is. You're going to get big waves. You're going to get big, tall waves, but you're also going to get, big troughs, right? For volatility, it comes in spikes, right? Spikes to the upside, spikes to the downside. You just gotta understand when the big wave's coming in or when a bottom is set, and that's realistically what you're doing. It's okay to take some losses. You cannot have a hodl mentality when you're swing trading. You can't. Otherwise, you're just buying tops and holding, or you'll buy what you think is a bottom, and then it'll not be that. So
what are you looking at, by the way? Is that Bitcoin?
Yeah, I still got Bitcoin here on the chart. I usually trade on my phone, so I'm just trying to figure out this interface here. So give me a couple minutes if you want to pull up a chart here.
Yeah, so I think Bitcoin's so this is Bitcoin in the 1 minute. We're seeing might get a test of the top end of this trend line here. So this is essentially a bear pennant / bear, or a rising channel, rising wedge, which will break to the downside from a probability standpoint. And then this measured move is, depending on where this thing breaks, if it breaks from here, you're looking at 99K, 99.8K, which we talked about that wick below. So I do again have some limit orders set up. I think I did it just above 100. Let's see, my limit order is $100.3 thousand with, I think I did 35x leverage on Bitunix. And so if you want to trade with us, I'd recommend getting a Bitunix account. Working with these guys are great. Their interface is really good.
So here's an example of what I entered in, and my order did not fill, but you can see that I did take a position. So here on this dash chart here, and sorry, like I said, I normally don't use my phone on this, but I think I'm catching a bounce here. So on this, currently at 123, but I did enter in. If you take a look, where's my orders are right here. So I have an open order. My entry point was $120.65. So I pretty much.
That's a current order.
That's a current order that's open. So that was my buy order, 120.65. You see it's at 122.
It hasn't filled yet, though.
No. But you could take a look here in my portfolio for the trading account. It filled $5,000.
Okay.
And well, technically it was like 4,400. Now, if the whole thing would have filled, I'd have been in a $20,000 position at 120 on Dash. And so large psychological numbers, it's really simple. Don't overthink it. Hey, you know what? This was at $150 about 12 hours ago. And now it's at one something, 120. It got down to 118, 117. I saw it reversing and it got up to 120. Once it broke above 120, I was like, okay, cool. It's a reversal. It cleared a psychological mark, area of resistance. And so I put in a trade. I should have bumped it up a little bit, but whatever. I got $5,000 into the trade. And so currently I always keep a close eye on Bitcoin. So the way I do it is if I'm going to swing trade these altcoins, so I'm swing trading currently Dash. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin to me is the moon, right? And what do you mean by it's the moon? It's what brings in the tides. And so if Bitcoin comes down, then I know that the altcoins are more than likely going to sell off. 95% of them are going to also pull in the same direction. And so once I saw that Bitcoin went down to 105,000 and then it went back up above 101, now I'm looking at my alts. Hey, these are going to turn and rally where it's a good spot. Find your area of resistance and not large psychological numbers, and then put in your positions. And so currently, I'll just ride this out. It's at 125. And so you can see just in the time that I was speaking to you, I can go back to my position. It's currently at 5,000. I entered in at 4,500. I've made $500 here. And if the order had filled in its entirety, I'd be up probably $800. Probably up $1,000 at this point. Yeah. And so, pretty simple way of swing trading here. I relish and mustard and ketchup. No, I relish the pullbacks. Honestly, that's where the money's made.
Relish mustard
and
ketchup.
And so the money is made when you get the big pullbacks in Bitcoin. So go ahead.
I'm in a Bitcoin short 1016. Just a quick scalp. So this thing ran it up to the top end of the range like we discussed. And now it's looking to come back into the range. We'll see if we have to adjust our trend line or not. And we'll get rid of that. But these are 1 minute candles. So 30 seconds left. I want to see a failure here as far as for my trade position. If we come back and run it back up to the trend line again, you're looking at 101.7. Ultimately, again, guys, I think this thing will fall. As you can see, it is getting rejected in real time. This trend line, which sits at 101.454. And again, we do have a limit short order in that's up 9% currently. High leverage, low margin. And so, yeah, I try to do a 1 to 10K challenge. I'm doing it again on Bitunix. So we're starting off with $1,000. And so because I don't have, 10, 15, 20 grand to put into one trade as far as margin, I do higher leverage. And so try to get the same effect. Obviously, your liquidation points are a lot higher. It's definitely a lot more risky, but it's a lot lower capital. So that's one thing to keep in mind as well. Now, 2 consecutive candles we've kind of rejected in this area here. So the question of the year, it seems, is the bull market over? What does this price action kind of make you feel like? With the bull market, do you think Bitcoin gets a strong bid at 100K? What are your thoughts?
I don't think bull market's over. I just don't really subscribe to that idea.
What would make you subscribe to that idea? Because we're seeing, and we'll talk about this more on the morning show, by the way. In about an hour, we'll be doing more of a news show where we cover the news. This is more trading and charts.
It would have to be a collapse of large players, right?
There's a few that have gone under. Balancer, kind of.
No. I'm talking about like the
digital asset treasury companies.
Yeah, digital asset treasury companies, exchanges. Otherwise, it's a pullback in the market because nobody's been shaken out of their position, right? And that's essentially what you're looking for, right? Is to shake people out of their position. And so what you had back in 2021 was you had these rehypothecate your Bitcoin and earn larger yield, which was Celsius and BlockFi. These essentially went under because things just came unwound, right? And so these large players, you call them crypto institutions, went under. Or in this situation, we have a large exposure from actual institutions. And so with that said, if those were to come unwound, then I would say, hey, we're in a bear market. Or if large exchanges blew up, or there was some kind of large hack to one of the major cryptos or something like that nature. Other than that, nothing is telling me that crypto has reversed from a sentiment standpoint. I think everyone is kind of sold on the idea that crypto's here to stay. RWAs are expanding. Stablecoins are coming. The strategic reserve will be passed at some point here in the near future, or at least we're assuming that. And then also you have the U.S. potentially buying crypto. There's other nation states that are getting behind it. So for me, there's no signal that we're in a bear market now. What we saw back in 2021 was large pullbacks. We had a double top, right? Bitcoin went up, hit 60,000 or 58,000, and then it pulled back for 3-4 months. And we lost over, I think it was 50% on Bitcoin at that point in time. Now, I'm not exactly sure where the bottom of the first peak was from the bull market last cycle, but we did see a significant pullback, and then we rallied back again. I don't think that this is a top sell-off. I think that this is just the market moving and coming down and testing 100,000 again. Now, if we went down to 80,000, might be a different story. Maybe there's going to be a prolonged kind of pullback. Maybe it's not till February or March that we get back above 120. But as long as we hold 100K here, or at least kind of around the area of 90,000, and I'm not concerned at all for the trajectory of this bull market.
Forrest was on Thread Guy yesterday, and his thesis is if we get a bounce at 100 and we get another bid up, great. If we lose 100 and we kind of lollygag below 100K, then chances are the bull market's probably over. But I've said this on the show, and I've said this throughout the last year and a half. You guys got to be open to the idea of mini cycles, and maybe this is a mini bear cycle, and then we go into December, going into Q1, it's another bull cycle. There's a lot of potential catalysts coming up and we're looking at an ETH chart here on the 4-hour. There's a lot of potential bullish catalysts for Bitcoin, but I think what a lot of people are worried about is the bullish catalysts we've seen over the last few weeks have done nothing to the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes down when Trump and China are fighting. Okay, that makes sense. And then he comes out and says, we made a deal, and Bitcoin continues to go down, right? When people were expecting a reversal, it moved back up to the 115, 120K. So I think that is what has a lot of people worried. But for me, again, we got to remember, you guys, and we can go back to Bitcoin. Let's go to the weekly. Just so you guys know, zooming out, right? Previous cycles, what kind of pullbacks did we see? Okay. This was back in 2021, where we ran up to around 42K. We saw a 30% pullback. We ran up to 56K. We saw a 25% pullback. We ran up to 65K, and we saw a 56% pullback. 56%. Everyone down here, you guys remember, if you weren't around, everyone was saying this is the end of the cycle. The market is over. That's it. No more. You're done. Sell it. Go home. The market's rallied. 72%. Everyone thought it was a dead cat bounce. People sold, and guess what? We went on to make new all-time highs. So after that 60% move down, Bitcoin rallied 130%. If you go in to this current bull market from the low back in November of 2022, On the way up, what kind of dips did Bitcoin have? Okay. 23% dip. This was a 25% dip. This was a 30% dip. You guys get the point, right? Here's another 30% dip. And well, where are we at now? Okay. What percentage dippage are we at now? We're at 20%. So it's not like some crazy, insane, oh my God, the market's over. This is kind of normal. Now, that's not to say that new information comes out. We get another week of price action. And then we can identify, hey, is the cycle over? Is it not? But at this moment, I am not subscribing to the idea that the market cycle is over. I'm just not. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, no, I'll deal with the consequences myself. But yeah, and I also feel very confident in my, well, can we turn the music down? I've seen a couple people mention that the music was a little too loud. My altcoin positions are positions that I feel very confident in, even if the bear market is here. And so the same thing with our Patreon members. I told them yesterday, I said, hey, these alts I'm giving you, they might be down now, but the beauty of them is not only do they have staying power, but I believe they're going to make new all-time highs, but they also have the real opportunity and possibility to outperform the majority of altcoins, maybe even Bitcoin, if the bear market does roll around and we see further downside. Anyways, any of your orders, Phil?
I saw...
Are you trading anything other than Dash, or you just...
Currently, I'm just kind of hanging out on Dash at the moment, just the highest volatility. I did fill an order here. Oh, I exited the $5,000 position. I sold at 124.25 cents here. I go a lot of back and forth. I have very minimal trading fees, so for me, I'm trying to help you guys see this. Okay, so I do very minimal trading fees. For me, it's like $10 because of my trading account size. Anyways, it hooked me up with low fees. 124 is what I exited out that last position, that little $5,000 clip. So I made a
your profit.
On the 5,000. I entered in. I bought it. I can't tell because I canceled the order. I'm sure I could, but I don't know how to find it here. But anyways, I made a couple $100. But I saw the market was it looked kind of strong, so I went ahead and got back in at 122.5. So I'm currently in at 122.5. I'm kind of keeping an eye on Bitcoin
Dash,
here.
Correct?
Yeah. So I got an entry position at 122.5 on Dash. Now I see here for me is a clear reversal on this chart here. And this is on the I think this is on the 15-minute. Let me zoom out here. Oh no, 5-minute candles. All right, so here on the 5-minute candles, it seems like a clean reversal, but I gotta keep an eye on Bitcoin here because if this thing drops under 101,000, this could easily go down to 118 or 117, and with my position, it'd be a little bit of a loss I don't want. So I got no problem closing this thing out at like 119, 120. You win some, you lose some. But could I got in a lower? Sure, hindsight's always 2020. But I'm at entry point at 122. I don't have an exact. I don't have any leverage. There's no stop loss.
I mean, a limit sell.
No.
Okay.
No. I'll just if I'm like at home and I'm kind of like doing stuff, then I'll do my limit sells. And then always, I also use, I have the CoinMarketCap app, and then I just have them add to watch list, and then just let me know when the price hits. So, for example, I'll just do this. I don't have an account, but basically you would start a watch list, and then you can literally put price alerts. So you can say, hey, Bitcoin crosses under 109,000 or 100,900 bucks. Give me an alert. Same thing for all the alts. So I'll just have my alts send me a signal when they hit.
So you're telling me you made all this money and you've never opened up TradingView?
No.
That's crazy. I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm not trying to. I think I said that to make the point to people that just you don't need. I mean, I use a bunch of indicators and I use charts and so
honestly, it's like I'm not trying to be funny, but It's just been in the market for so long. I just understand the directions that they go. It's kind of like when Neo in the Matrix, like he was like, he would see numbers. He just understood how it all worked. He didn't need to like try to make it work. He didn't need to like understand like, okay, this is this. He just looked at it and he was like, okay, this is how it works. Now it's still a game of probabilities. And so you just got to keep an eye there. But you know, like for instance, as long as Bitcoin stays over 101,000, this is not going to go under 115. It's at 119 currently. So right now it's testing out at 120. So your typical people might get scared and shaken out. Me personally, I don't really care. Bitcoin's even climbing a little bit. I saw it flash 101.4. So I'm not going to exit at a loss here. But if all of a sudden I saw Bitcoin at 100,800, then you know what? I'll just chalk up my 119 at a loss. Well, let this ride. If Bitcoin stays over 105, this will be up at a 127, which that's probably where I'll sell.
So speaking of Bitcoin, we had that breakdown that, you know, I kind of said it was probable. We had the breakdown, and now we're coming into another flag. So this is a super low time frame, guys, right? This is the 1 minute time frame on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of flagging here. This is a bear flag. Should break to the downside. Now anything can happen. Bear flag, bear pennant. And that move takes us to $100.73 thousand. That is where I'll look to exit my current short that I'm in. And so, yeah, this was, again, just a quick scalp trade. I think Rob has maybe 2 or 3 that he's been trading that he does really well on. I like to keep it a little more, I like to expand more and also use leverage, so it's a little different. But let's take a peek. I wanted to look at ICP has been crushing. This thing is up. Where is ICP? This thing is up like 50% on the day. Let's open up here let's go Binance, ICP Binance, ICP daily. Look at that, Rob. Look at that wick. This looks very similar to what Zcash did, right? Massive move up, one candle consolidation, another massive move up. It's taken out that $5.50 level that I talked about yesterday on the trading show. How much higher can ICP go?
You know what? I mean, honestly, I think this might be the best time to get in if Bitcoin holds above 100K. Honestly,
you talking about ICP?
Yeah, I'm looking at the ICP charts. I mean, this is.
I would if I was trading. Okay, you always look for levels, right? You always look for levels. Okay, I would wait for this purple level. Why?
I haven't looked at the ICP chart, and I'm just looking at it. And I'm like, I can make
take a look at this.
So much money on this.
This is going to be your most important level. Is this purple line up here? Resistance, resistance, resistance,
well,
resistance.
What is that?
Resistance.
What price is that?
$6.24.
That's gonna blow past that, bro. If Bitcoin stays over 100,000, it's gonna shoot past that.
So, in my opinion, right, if you're gonna trade, I would trade this gap, 625 to 770. Okay, and I would trade it on a break above and a retest. We'll probably get a wick above it. Right? Hopefully close a candle and then get that retest, enter on the retest, and then sell when you get up to that $7.70 level.
Okay, so like I was saying, now Bitcoin's flirting with the 101 mark again. So now that Dash is still sitting at 120 area, I'm probably gonna just play it safe and kind of exit here. So I'm gonna find a nice little exit point. My entry is 122, so if I can get it out around 122, I'll be happy. I'm just kind of playing it safe. I don't want to see this drop down to 115 and get stuck at a 115 support resistance area. So I'll just kind of call it on this one, just because Bitcoin is trending towards the 101. So you know what? I think it's probably best I exit. So you know what? I'll just go ahead and put in I entered in at 122, so I'll just try to do the same thing. I'll try to exit at 122. I'll just do 10 cents. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a loss here. Nope, sell here. So, and then I might need to adjust it down and take more of a loss because it's on the bottom side of 120, but that's fine with me. I will keep an eye on it. keep an eye on Bitcoin. And then you know what? That ICP chart was looking really good. I think I'm gonna put Dash on pause for the moment, and I think I'm gonna get into ICP. That thing is, because like when I look at ICP on I like to trade the 15-minute candles, or so going into ICP, it doesn't really have much of. I wish I knew. Sorry guys, I do this on my phone, so I wish I could like spread this out. I will get a little bit more experience.
Yeah, you can, and then stretch that, and then you can hide the order.
I know I can make this. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's way better. So here you're just getting clear. It's trending to the upside. Even with Bitcoin selling off, you're not getting any giant pullbacks. So at no point are you buying losing money. Like, to explain to me where you've bought at all since in the last 12 hours that you've lost money. Like, you just keep making money even though Bitcoin's going down. Now, when Bitcoin reverses, you're going to get a big pop out of this. And so for me, ICP sitting at $5.60. If Bitcoin reversed, I would expect this to be, I don't know, $7, $8, $9, $10 pretty quickly.
I mean,
that's.
I gave you my levels.
So yeah,
I gave you my levels.
I think it'll shoot past $6. My opinion. I think it'll shoot past $6 once Bitcoin clearly has a reversal. So.
And if you take a look at OI, we had a massive, look at this OI spike, guys. Right? And this is something, Magic put me on this when he was on our show last week. And the blue lines tell you there's I forget how he explained it, but there's essentially fresh capital that's entering the charts and fresh open interest. 3 of the last 4 candles, that's what you're seeing. And so to me, when I look at this, okay, you look at sputtering moves, fake outs, bull traps. To me, if we can pull the chart back up, you see OI go up, fresh capital come in, volume increasing, and you've taken out 2 key levels. Your first key level is this large volume node here at 486. You've taken that out. You've also taken out a very important resistance level at $5.45. The big one for me is going to be, can we get above 625 and stay there? If we can get above 625 and stay there, we're more than likely taking out $7.70, and we're going to take out this high here. And what's your next high after that? Is your cycle high. And then we can talk about what happens after that. So for me, clear uptrend. Obviously, we want to see it continue. This is off the back of, we talk about this all the time, and you always make fun of me because I ask you usually in some form or another the same questions, like, what could save Cardano? What could save ICP? What would save Hedera? And it seems like what is saving ICP is artificial intelligence. Caffeine AI went live. You're seeing a bunch of the chains, Solana, Cardano, Ethereum, Polkadot, all of them talking about Caffeine AI, and you can build on caffeine. It's a very unique product that uses ICP on the back end. So think of it this way. You guys know how bullish I've been on AI, and you're literally watching that narrative save a coin that was down only for well over a year. Guys, this is down only for well over a year, okay? Down only for 86% in 593 days. And what's making the price go up? Artificial intelligence. Why do you guys think majority of my portfolio is in AI? Why did I put out a post and said I pivoted to AI? You're literally watching AI save coins that a lot of people have called dead. Not me, not Rob, but so yeah, that's kind of my thing.
I did get into the ICP position. You know what? I'm so not used to the desktop. I went to adjust my price and I sold $1 less than I was trying to.
On Dash?
Yeah, so I took a little haircut of $100 or so.
Hey, for taxes, man, it's good.
Yeah, there you go. So, anyways, I moved over. I took an entry position at limit buy at $5.66. You might say like, hey, like you just peaked out here. But for me, I'm like, look, man, when we came up and then found a resistance. So at 520 came up, this is on 15-minute candles, came up, found resistance at 520, pulled down, came back up to about that similar range, and then came back, and then we had a nice little clean breakout here. So basically at 520, you had a breakout, right? We came in at 520, and then at 520, after a little consolidation, we had breakout. Here we were at 560. We pulled back down to 530, and then we're back at 560. Perhaps we get a clean breakout here again, especially if you get a move on Bitcoin, which it is looks like it's flirting closer to dropping under 101,000. So we'll keep it close.
Let's go back to David's chart. Hey, David's chart. This is pretty cool, right, guys? So the breakout happened here. So your target is 100.79K. Our short is currently 45% in the profit. I will be setting up copy trading on Bitunix. The problem with Buy DeFi with the copy trading was they didn't have a lot of pairs. There's only 40 pairs you can copy trade. And so this one has a lot more. And so we'll be doing that. And also, if you're not in our Discord, we do throw trades in there. You don't pay anything for our Discord. So go ahead and hop in there. All right, we have to get, we got to get ready for the live show. Or do you want to keep going?
Nah, it's up to you, bro. I mean, how many viewers we got? You know how many viewers we got?
Oh, you can't see?
I'm trying to find, it's not pulling up for some reason. Oh, 200. Oh, okay, not bad.
Pretty good. All right, yeah, I think...
yeah, we'll just come back.
Yeah, we're going to come back. Make sure you come back. So we go live in about 30 minutes. We'll be covering the news, what's going on. And obviously, we'll look at price action as well so we can swing any more trades. We'll have Magic joining us to break down the charts. You know, he's very thorough with price action. I'm going to ask him what level does Bitcoin absolutely have to hold? No questions asked before we can talk about the structure being completely gone and the bear market being here. So make sure to come in, join us. If you stay in the chat, you'll be redirected, which starts in 30 minutes. And Gina, let's go ahead and close this thing up. We'll see you guys in 30 minutes. Peace.